Hello everybody, it's Violet from Violet Grant Soapery here. Well, here we are, very first soap video. Kind of freaking out a little bit, but what I did was, because I'm sure that anyone who watches this is probably already aware of oils and butters to use in your soap. So I've got them all melted down here. The green colour is my beautiful cold pressed avocado oil that my darling husband purchased for me instead of just getting a normal avocado oil. So we've got a nice green tone happening here. And so they're all ready to go. I've got my lye solution here, which will go in a minute. And what I've got in here is some sugar, some lactic acid and some citric acid. I usually put those three things in all the soaps that I've created so far. And today I'm going to endeavour to make a Bulgarian Rose Soap. And what I've done here is I've actually put my rose fragrance oil in with my kaolin clay. I put kaolin clay in all my soaps also. I'm just going to put that out of the way over here. But I've put it in the kaolin clay just so that it has time to just set in the clay a little bit, so that the fragrance ultimately will be hanging on really well. Even if I put the fragrance oil in separately, it wouldn't really make a lot of difference, because kaolin clay does tend to hang on to the fragrance anyway. But I decided today, rather than just put the powder clay in, I was just going to put the kaolin clay and the fragrance all together and let it sit. It's been sitting for a couple of hours. My temperatures of both my lye and my oils and butters are room temperature, because I've been waiting for the postman to arrive with some of my ingredients. So when I started making this batch, I thought, oh man, I haven't got the castor oil and I don't have the lactic acid. And I'm thinking, oh, what am I thinking I'm doing here? So anyway, I waited for the postie very patiently, and finally rocked up at the door. Just left the stuff at the door, didn't even ring the bell or anything. So yeah, anyhow, we're here, just about to begin. But I've got some rose pink colouring in here. It's just some mica, and I've also put some indigo powder in it just to take away some of the, oh, I don't know, the lolly pink. Look, I'm just going to see what it looks like when I mix it, but I've got that there in dry powder. And today I want to put some roses on top. I know, very ambitious. I think I can hear you saying it. I'm a pretty new soap maker, but I love living on the edge, so in my creativity. So what I've done is I've put some green mica with a little tinge of the pink in there, in the powder. You can't really see it, and until I actually mix it up, I won't know what colour green it's going to be, but I didn't want a really super bright green. And I've made some roses, and they're really quite funky because I've never done it before. I'll just show you for what it's worth. These are my roses, and they're going to go on the top of my soap, and I'm going to endeavour to pipe some green leaves. Now I've got all the gear, I just haven't used it, so we'll just wait and see what that looks like. And when I was making the little roses, people usually use, when they make roses out of soap or icing sugar or whatever, they usually use what is called a flower nail. Well, I didn't have one, so I made my own, and I've just made it out of a little wood piece that they're just laser cuts. That's all I could find really. And what I did was I used a toothpick, I know, funky, huh? Toothpick and a little bit of clay, and I've glued that down, so now I've got my little rose turning nail there. So until it breaks, so that's what I'll be using. But I just thought I'd let you know that, because it's I thought it was a good thing to do, you know. Necessity is the mother of invention. So yeah, I've got my piping bag ready to go for the leaves later on, but we'll get into making some soap and trust that it will work. Now let me just get my lye water. That's all. It's been sitting there for quite some time now, so it's very ready to go in. I'm just going to pop it on top of the spatula so it doesn't splash up or cause extra bubbles. I was thinking, normally I put my clay in before I put my lye or anything else in, but I thought I'd just mix the scent with it today and see how we go with that. Got a little bit of titanium dioxide. I'm going to hopefully lighten this up a little bit, but let's get going on it and see how it goes. Alrighty, just burping that to get any air bubbles out. Poor old blender's been getting a real caning lately. I'll try and knock the noise out. I'm not sure how to do that yet with video editing, so apologies for the noise. I don't want to make this come to trace, just want to bring it to a bit of an emulsion, but it has been sitting there for a while, so it's quite cool. I think it was just 32 degrees Celsius, the oils. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that for now. That's a nice emulsion without being quite at a trace. So I just want to pour some off. Actually, I might put the titanium dioxide in before I go any further, just to brighten it up a little bit. Actually, no, I won't. I'll remove that and pour off a little bit. It looks really bright green, doesn't it? And I'm hoping that that'll change when I put it into the pinks. I don't want it all. I just want a little pink swirl in the colour overall. And that's what I'll do with that one. I'm working in my kitchen here. I don't have a soap studio, but I'm happy to work in my kitchen. I'll just pour off a tiny bit for the piping. I'm really not sure how much I'll need, so I'll just maybe a little bit more. You can always keep it, make extra leaves. Alrighty. Funny thing is, when I thought of making soap today, I realised I didn't have any gloves left. I've run out of my gloves, and so been hunting around all my cupboards. I did actually buy some more online because I like the nitrile ones because they're really strong. I found the other cheaper versions from the supermarket they just rip. So I think kind of spending good money after bad in that sense. So I've ordered some really, really top quality ones from a health supplier online because I'm a registered nurse and I can do that. And so yeah, I've just put some titanium dioxide in here. This is just mixed with water. I just want to brighten that green up a little bit and make it look a little bit more light. It might do, no, it's still not going to do it. I don't want to put too much titanium dioxide in because I don't want it actually seizing up on me when I put the fragrance oil in. Let's see what it comes up. Oh, that didn't sound good. As I said, it's getting a little bit. Make sure that's mixed in. I'm going to put some more in. Daring, I know. So you're coming along with me, trial by fire here, and I'm hoping that we'll get a good outcome. We are at a light trace there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add the clay and the fragrance oil, and I have used this fragrance oil in the soap before, so it's it usually plays nice. And that looks pretty awful, but it just makes the soap so beautiful and wonderful, wonderful for the skin. Everyone that's actually bought my soap has said, oh, it's so nice and it lasts so long and it smells so beautiful. I think, yeah, you don't know what all the things I've put in that thing. But, you know, we like to make our soaps full of goodness, and just give it a light stir around before I blend it. I put all the fragrance oil in here So I've just really, yeah, I shouldn't have probably put it all in, but that doesn't matter. I'll get some more and put in that little bit of soap there. It's not going to make a lot of difference. So I'm just going to leave that stand for a minute and come back to it. I'll get some more fragrance oil in that. Yeah, I'm not going to put it in the piping. I did put it, and now I'm using, I'll show you in a minute before I tip the bottle out. I'm using Bulgarian Rose, and using it according to recommendations, but probably pop a little bit more in now, but that's the one I'm using from the Aussie Candle Supplies. I've used this oil before in soap, and I've used it in bath bombs, and oh my goodness, the bath bombs are so exquisite. They just smell absolutely just beautiful. And I don't typically use the bath, but for those who do, yeah, in for a treat, because they're really awesome. Okay, so that's quite thick now. I'm going to just go on over and colour this one up a bit. I might just stir it first. I'm using 2 small loaf containers today to put the soap in. I don't have a slab mould yet, but I'm hoping to get one in the future, because I found that when I use a mould, like a larger one, and I line it with paper, and I try very hard to get the edges in, and you know, to have the corners really mited well, and it looks wonderful. And when the soap comes out, there's a little bit of a rounded edge on one side of each of the soaps, because I can cut it lengthwise in 2 and probably get about 22 soap bars out of the actual mould. But yeah, I'm just not happy about the fact that it's actually, I might leave a bit of that pink on there because I like that. All right, yeah, so I'm not overly, oh gee, that's thick enough. Okay, I better get that into the mould. I'll just give this a quick whiz. All right, gee, that did actually accelerate a little bit, more so than it has before, so yeah, just be aware of that. Okay, so I'll get that out of the way. Get all my stuff moving. Okay, bring the moulds down. Yeah, so I've opted for the 2 moulds, and hopefully they'll come out beautifully, because the sodium lactate will, I'm just going to do a bit of a drop here and there in this. Oh wow, this is really accelerated. Okay, well, this is what happens. Do it on camera for the first time, and okay. Get it over there. I saw a lady making soap the other day, and I thought, you are a rock star girl, because it was like this. It was really thick, and all I planned to do with this was to give it a bit of a swirl, so I might just keep that little bit from the top. So yeah, I'll just come in and mix it around a little bit. I don't want to necessarily make it light pink or anything. So let's get it in. All right, here we go. Oh, actually that's not good. You're not going to see it that way. Let's go the other way. Because you haven't seen this kind of thing before, have you? It's a bit funny, isn't it? Anyway, we'll just see what it comes out like. So long as it's got some pink in it, I don't care. So it's a nice pink and white swirly looking soap, but I'm not liking the look of that batter. Yeah, I've got a feeling it might be the oil, the fragrance oil. Didn't do that in the past. Anyway, you're watching, you'll probably let me know what you think I did wrong there. I'm not scared. I'm going to cope. It's going to be all right. Just spread it out. Yeah, this lady was making this soap the other day online, and I was watching it quite eager looking to see what she was doing, and I think I probably put too much fragrance oil in by the looks of it. Anyway, it's not going to be a problem. And you're probably sitting there laughing, thinking, oh, she thinks it's not going to be a problem. Well, we'll see. Doesn't matter, so long as it ends up good soap. That's all that really matters, and all these beautiful ingredients aren't wasted. I'll just pop that. Sorry if I'm in your way, camera. I'm going to put roses on the top, so it's going to cover over some of the funky looking appearance of the soap. But yeah, I've been kind of waiting all afternoon for the ingredients, the rest of my ingredients to arrive. And I purchased quite a bit from Heirloom in Sydney, and they really are great with getting out products in a really good time frame. So I'm really happy with them, and I'm happy with this stuff. They're reasonably priced, and yeah, I think because they're Australian, I tend to use Aussie made where I can, and don't like waiting 3 months for things to arrive from overseas. I don't know, not my best soap, but yeah, this lady that was doing, I do digress, and apologies for that. I get so many thoughts in my mind, so I actually yeah, go from one thing to another. But yeah, she's making this soap, and it started to seize in the, well, it wasn't really seizing, it was just starting to move very fast. And you know, I've seen this with quite a few soap makers as well, that you know, experienced soap makers, it can happen to anybody. And it was just moving so fast, it went really thick. I didn't think she would get it in the mould, but she did. Kudos to her. And I'm just going to leave that like that. Put a little bit of this pink back. Ooh, pink is really seized. It was like that. That's what the lady's soap looked like the other day, and I couldn't believe she got it into the pot. It was just amazing. So I just take my hat off to people who persevere, and you know, soap making is a bit of a science, and you get one thing wrong, you're toast, you know. So I'm just going to put a little bit across there. A little bit across there. So what are you thinking right now? You're thinking, is this girl a bit of a soap maniac or what? Doing this kind of decoration on a soap? I don't know. Let's see what it looks like in the end. Okay. I cannot believe that oil, I think the oil made that go like that. No. Anyway, she'll be right, mate. I've got this stick thing here. I'm just going to swirl that just to make it look a little bit more attractive before I put my roses on. But it, you know, it is really not my best soap. And according to my first video that I made the other day, my my Bro Bar and my jasmine petals were pretty much the same, although I couldn't even get them into the pot because of the fragrance oil. But I'd really like to hear back from you if you're watching this, and if you hung in with me. It doesn't really matter on the top here because I'm going to pop some roses on in a minute. Yeah, it's you might have a better idea as to what I've done wrong here, if anything, or if it's just been the fragrance oil. I'd love to hear from you. Okay. Bang it down. Hopefully there's not too many air bubbles in. Let's just give these little guys a whirl. Pop them on. I'll take care of that in a minute. Let's do this. Okay, so as I said, these are funky roses. They're not wonderful. I thought I'll give them a shot, see what they look like. They might work, they might not, but you know, if you don't have a go, you never know, will you? So I just thought I'll give it a red hot go and see what I come up with. They kind of look like flowers, so you know, they don't have to necessarily be called roses, but yeah, we shall see. I don't have many of them, so I probably should be divvying them up here. Just want to cover that. They're withstanding my pressing them in, so they're not too fragile. I know they're going to be cut up. Bit shaky on that one. I'm going to pipe leaves on, so although I'm I don't know, right now I'm thinking, oh, I should give up. You know, I've made some really beautiful soaps, and I only wish that I could prove that and show you videos on them. But I have made some really beautiful soaps, and I'm really thankful for that because I just love it. I'm so addicted to coming up with beautiful soap. So I'll keep going. I'm hoping it's going to be okay and the oil's not going to be too much, because I think my thinking is I probably put a little bit too much fragrance oil in it myself. And I haven't done that before because I usually try to use things quite sparingly. Got a few little birds, put them in. Oh, the weather here in Adelaide today has been really lovely. I love the rain, and it's been raining for a good part of the day. The sun's out at the moment, but the rain's still hanging around a little bit, I think. Where am I going to put it? You can just put too much on there, can't you? I didn't think I'd even have enough, so yeah, I'll get the green stuff going, let those sit for a minute. And I've got my piping bag ready, so I'll put this in there, but I'll have to come back once this sets up a little bit, and we'll go from there. So, and I'll be cutting this with the cutter that George gave me. Thank you again, George. It's a real beautiful cutter. It keeps me in line because I have to cut one soap at a time, so it just keeps me, you know, thoughtful about each cut, and you know, the joy of seeing what the soap comes out like. But well, you're going to come along with me, I hope, and you're still hanging in there with me, and we'll get that done shortly. Yeah, look, must have been the fragrance oil because the batter's still quite runny there. Just going to pop the stick blender back in, and I kept the pink on it because I did want that green to be toned down a little bit. Even though I put the blue in with it, or the pink in with it, it still didn't go dark. Let's thicken it up a little bit. So we'll just let that stand for a little while. We'll come back and pipe some of the green onto there. Okie dokie, let's just have a look and see what this is going to turn out like. It's a little bit freaky, really, because I didn't expect the soap to set so quickly. So we'll just move that aside for just a minute, and I've got the piping bag here with a nib on it that's like, oh, I don't know if you call them a nib actually, but it's a leaf tip. I'm just going to pop this green in. I love the way the colour turned out with the extra pink in it, and I think that's pretty much thick enough without being too thick to get the leaves going. And I haven't used this tip before. It could be massive for all I know. It could make a really huge leaf. So we'll just wait and see. It's all a learning curve, for me anyway. So I'm excited and scared. All those wonderful emotions that you feel when the unknown. Anyway, so it is what it is. Where are we? I'll get the last little bit out just in case I absolutely need that. I hate washing up soap dishes. I don't know about you, but it's my pet hate. Yeah, anyway, they're all soaking in warm water at the moment, just ready for me to get to. I'll just see if I can get this off my little glass here. I've had these piping bags for, yonks. Don't know really how long, but a long, long time, and haven't used them. So it was really nice that I found them in my kitchen cupboard. I thought, yes, I can give that a go, see what it looks like. Alrighty, so I'll just move that aside. Just want to get some paper towel on there, just because I know I'm going to make a mess. I'll just pop that down on there. I just want to flatten this out. Bit off camera there, sorry about that. All right. I can't wait to see what this is going to look like inside. I think, is it going to be a disaster? Well, time will tell. Tomorrow, I will see. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape that down a bit just so that I've got as much as possible up towards the end of the tip. I'll just get that off there. Hopefully not put a hole in the bag. All right. So let's turn it around. As I said, I'm not really great at this, but what I have done is I've kept the line of the actual bag onto the side, and I've put that there so that I know that the tip on the edge here, that's, I don't know, you can see that really, oops, get it on camera, that'll help. See it on my gloves, I suppose. It's like a little divot in the top there, so I'm assuming it's a leaf. I sound like a real imbecile, don't I? Anyhow, let's get going on this and see what happens. So roses, I'll try from the edge. Oh yeah, not too shabby. I think I'll move one out of the way while I do one, and I'll come back. Probably should have a lazy Susan, shouldn't I? Just bring that camera down a little bit so you can see. That's a pretty cool tip, actually. Alrighty, so I've got the line to the left just so that I know the leaf is going to be kind of flat up against. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? Just putting a little bit of pressure on the end. I don't want them all going the one way. I'm going to try and get one under this leaf here, under this petal. Don't want to go over the edge either, because the soap's going to, not going to be beneficial, put it that way. Just enough to show that it's there. I do apologise if I keep moving out. I'm watching the roses rather than watching the camera. I think this is a perfect consistency for the petals. I've left it probably about, I don't know, 15 minutes. And I did use the stick blender again on it just to move it along a little bit. But I mentioned before, it's got no scent in it. But the roses do. Big mistake that was, because I think they were a little bit runny when I made them. Probably again too much fragrance oil, naughty me. Okay, I'm getting along. Probably going to make this fast on camera so you don't have to watch every petal I put in, every leaf rather. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that looks, and I love the green. I think putting the pink in with the bright green really toned it down, and it's quite handy having a real colour knowledge. Oh, look at that, I got a little bit of pink in the middle of the leaf. That is so cool. I love the way it's given a little ruffle. I think it's got everything to do with the piping nozzle, not me. Oh la la, look at that. Delicious. I would buy this soap. Well, actually I should wait until I see the inside of it first. Only pray that it will work out the way it's meant to. Loving it, loving it. I should do more of this. You know, practice, that is, makes perfect after all. I love painting roses. They're my favourite thing to paint. I've got a signature shabby rose that I paint on all my envelopes that go out with my paper goods, stickers and things like that I make on my other website. And I like to make things a little bit special for those who buy from me, so I usually paint the envelope. A little bit extravagant, but you know, it doesn't take me too long to do, and I just so enjoy it. Gotta put a bit of green there. I'm happy. This is cool. Have that coming over there. Next one, maybe in here. Should cover some of these really ugly looking roses over. Next time I will get it better. That's what practice does. Just helps you realise your mortality and that you're not always excellent at everything. Well, my hubby thinks I am, which is good. He's my favourite cheerperson. Okay, just put it over the top of that. They're all going to be cut when I cut the soap, so I think that might do for that. I mean, less is more. You can have a little bit too much sometimes, although this one here is looking a little bit like it needs it there. Just broke that. Let's cover it. There we go, it didn't happen. Because I'm thinking when it's cut, I want enough green on each one. But yeah, first time doing this, I'm really happy with that. Look, cool. Okay, put that one down and we'll do this one. I've got more space for leaves on this one. I'll try and keep it in frame. And I've got a lot of this green left over. Oh well, I might just pipe some leaves onto a tray or something and have them ready for next time maybe, just to place on. Okay, let's do it. Make them a bit bigger. I'm going to go all this direction first, so I might start up this end and then I'll come back the other way. That's what I do when I'm painting. If I've got something that's directional, I'll tend to go the one way and then turn it around and come back the other way. Just save turning it around all the time. So I'll do all the leaves that are going this way. Should have a go at this, George. It's good fun. Maybe a little bit more there. Oh, something going on there. Something a little bit funky, a little bit of green, a little bit of red. You can see what I'm doing though. I'm going down that way. Right, talk amongst yourselves. I'm concentrating here. Right, I think I shall maybe put another one there. Maybe another one in there. think I'll go back the other way, so I'm just going to turn it around and start this way. Trying to get it down so that when it comes out of the mould, it's not lost. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, it's my new favourite thing to do. That's so cool. Nearly there. I mean, if I was a little bit more artistic, I could put a different tone of green in with them as well, but yeah, I'm not going to worry too much about that. It is soap after all, and it is pretty, but it is still soap. It's not a painting, which I probably would spend a little bit more time on a painting. All right, nearly finished. And I guess all I need to do is wait for the soap to set up and come back with the cut. And hopefully I won't be too ashamed when it cuts through. It's not going to look too funky. But yeah, as I said, you know, the soap is going to be great because it's got all that lovely creamy goodness in it as far as the butters and everything. Just wipe that off. Okay, well, maybe one or two here. I just find it easier to go that way. Sorry about that. Find it easier to go that way because I'm right-handed. And if you're left-handed, obviously you would do it a different way to me. And I do apologise again going out of the look of the camera. Right, I think that's going to do. So yeah, come back with the cut tomorrow, and I'll leave this overnight. Usually I leave my soaps at least, you know, 20 to 24 hours before I try to unmould them, and hopefully, because these moulds are pretty good, you know, they usually come out quite easily, and because I've put sodium lactate in the mix, that will help with the unmoulding as well. I find it really, really helpful. They come out nice sharp edges on them. So yeah, until I get my slab mould, I'll probably just stick to using these two moulds and just make a double batch each time. So yeah, I'll see you with the cut. Rightio, so here we are with the soap ready to cut. I'll just show you each one. This is the side of one of them. Not too bad. A few little puckerings there, but overall I'm quite happy with it. Love the swirls in there. Crazy how it turned out. You would not believe the problem I had getting this out of the actual mould. It wasn't the mould itself, it was pretty much the box that the mould was in. Oh my goodness, I could not believe it. I pretty much had to pull it out with my teeth. So I'm not sure what went wrong there, but it obviously was packed into the mould a little bit tight, and the box, I was just about to crack the box just to be able to get the mould, the silicone mould out. So I'm gonna cut this one and see how we go. Might just take a bit of the edge off because as I was trying to get it out, I was gouging into the edge of it. So unfortunately, gonna lose a little bit of the edge here anyway. So I'll just slice down. I think it's probably still a little bit too soft, but it has been 24 hours. We shall see what it looks like on the inside. That's a pretty swirl, but that's obviously where I've been gouging it. I've broken it there, so I'll just put that aside. My little grandson will enjoy having that. A little piece once it's cured. So normally I would tip my soaps onto the side, but I'm a little bit worried the roses are going to come off. There has been a comedy of errors with this soap. So I'm just going to step by step, one by one, just cut down. Oh, there goes a rose. I'll fix that. Oh, you can see there that rose is a bit loose, but I will stick that down with some melted soap. It's not too bad. I love the inside of it. It's turned out nicely. I thought I would actually have glycerin rivers or something in there because it was just, yeah, just a really quick accelerating soap. We'll see how we go. Cut a few more. Overall, I'm quite happy with it. Once it's cured, it'll be absolutely beautiful. Just I've got to cut into some of these roses. Slowly does it. Okay, so that's how it looks on the side. That's how it looks on the top. These roses stayed put, so that's good. Overall, I love it. It's just a really cool looking soap. The other one turned out a little bit less pink on the outside, but we'll have a look on the inside when we cut through that. I've been playing around with the video, but I'm not really good at editing, so I'm not really sure what I'm doing. So a lot of the video is obviously more than you need. Yeah, it's really quite pretty, the inside of that. I love that. That's the kind of rose, and even the swirl, that's the swirl I was going for, just so that it's not too plain. But yeah, top's not too bad, a little funky, but I'm sure someone's going to love it. I'll keep going. It's a slower process for me, just with the single cutter, but I do feel very blessed that I have it, because otherwise I'd be still hacking into it with my, oops, I just hacked off a leaf there, still hacking into it with my knife. Just move that away. Obviously I could have let this go for another couple of hours, I think, just so that the leaves were a little bit more set than what they are. That was really pretty. I'll try and quicken this up, but I'm still not sure. As I said, I'm not sure what I'm doing with the videoing. Yeah, normally I would turn the soap over if I've got anything on the top of it, just for the sake of not losing what's on the top or dragging through. But because there's soap flowers, they're not really dragging through the way glitter or mica or lavender or any other thing that decorates the top of soap. So now I'm hoping this is how you use this thing. I think it is. I tend to get reasonable cuts. They're about an inch wide, 2.5 centimeters thereabouts. That's so pretty. I'm really happy with that. The perfume is just really, really beautiful. Just a gorgeous rose, your true rose type of scent. Yeah, I even contemplated actually making them wider type of bars and going for more of a block look. But yeah, I'm sure I may make this again in the future. But yeah, I'm happy with that. The way they're coming out. As long as they set up the top of the flowers or the petals, they look like they're dried quite well, but once they harden, I think it'll be better. Notice that I left the music off this end. It's either will I or won't I each time I make a video. will I have music on it or not? Because I've got to say, you know, sometimes the music drives me crazy when I watch other people's videos and got this really, really, I don't know, not so pleasing to the ear type of music, you know. Everyone's taste is obviously very different, and mine's no different to that. I like all kinds of music, but when I'm watching something, I don't like to have the music overshadowing the talking, or or just what you're watching. So what have we got? So that's, you know, I only got 9 out of this loaf. I'm going to leave that for a sample anyway, because it's just the end bit. But we'll get the other loaf up. Normally when I make a normal kind of soap without the flowers on the top, I usually can get 10 out of this size mould. And I think I'll leave that edge is really quite okay. I think I'll leave it and just see how many I can get out of this one. Bit of a shame I have to cut through those flowers, but ooh, that one came aside. I'm going to stick those down with some melted soap. That's a lot less colourful on the inside. Oh, just pull the leaf off myself. Okay, I'll need to sort those out later. Doody-dar them up so that all the soap is back in place. And you can do that when the soap's soft. You know, if I don't have any holes in the soap that I noticed. I mean, the slices may reveal otherwise. But so far so good. But while the soap is still reasonably soft, you got a nice swirl happening there anyway. It's not as bright and loud as the other one, but as you can see, that soap is really still quite soft. So, you know, if you had holes in it, you could just really fix them by popping a little bit of extra soap in the gaps. And yeah, I think I should have left it to cut, but while I'm on the roll, I'll just keep cutting and see what else I can find in the back of this soap here. It makes me take my time, this soap cutter. I can take my time with it. But yeah, I'm still liking that very much. I think that's pretty. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I'll keep cutting. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up, answer my questions if you can as to what you think I might have done wrong, and it'd be really good to learn from my mistakes so I don't keep repeating them. And yeah, it'd be really lovely if you could subscribe or even share this comedy of errors with your friends. And I'll try to be back in the near future with some more. Bye for now.